What's up? Happy Friday. Still pulling my notes together. So today is August 20th. This is the 55th episode of the Be Your Own Hero show. Hero is an acronym. There it is. It means helping everyone reaps optimism. In other words, giving is reciprocal. You get as much from giving as you give. So in terms of this show, the idea is two things. One, this is my journey of my effort to become my own hero. And also, it's an extension of the Hero clothing brand, which I created mid-pandemic as a way to provide the unhoused with two things. First, brand new clothing, which I'm really excited about. And second, wearable affirmations, which hopefully will inspire them to feel better about themselves. All right, so that's what this is. And shout out to New Thought Media Network, as always, for giving me the space and opportunity to talk about my journey of becoming a hero and to talk about the Hero Hoodie Ministry, as we're calling it now, the Hero Hoodie Ministry. Okay, my show, the Be Your Own Hero show, broadcasts every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the New Thought Media Network. It reposts on my Facebook page and my YouTube page, and that's 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Mountain. All right, I think I got everything. And just a quick disclaimer, I am not a personal trainer, and I am not a financial advisor. These are just tips and tricks that have worked for me. So hopefully you'll get some utility out of them. All right, all that introductory stuff done. Today is Friday, which is Flashback Friday, which is the day that I kind of recap what we talked about this week. So this week, Monday Motivation was on location in Sag Harbor. I hope you guys saw that. If not, check it out. And also check out my social media, because I actually put on my social media the sign that says Sag Harbor Hills is a historically Black neighborhood. I wasn't aware of that sign. I was just jogging and saw it, and I was like, oh, wow, this is really cool. So I got video of me with the sign. So check that out on my Instagram at Sekou Writes. So anyway, my Monday motivation was about jogging on the beach, because I decided early that I wanted to do it, and then I talked myself out of it. I let myself believe that it was too hard. And then I talked myself back into it. And in the process of jogging on the beach, I discovered that it's easier at the edge. It's easier at the edge. And isn't that a metaphor for life? So what I mean in terms of jogging is the closer I got to the water, the easier it was to run. And the further I got up on the beach, the harder it was to run. But in terms of life, in terms of a life metaphor, I have experienced, and I'm sure you have too, that comfort is just comfort. It doesn't challenge you. It's when you choose something challenging that you really grow. So it's easier at the edge, even though psychologically it's harder to get to the edge. Once you get to the edge, that's when you can accelerate. That's when you can grow the most. So that's my metaphor for life for this week. So that was Monday. Tip Tuesday was lively. Tip Tuesday is money day. And my main point for Tip Tuesday was to get a guy. I am not the guy. Let's just be clear. I'm not the guy. I'm not an expert. I'm just figuring this out as I go. You need a guy or a gal. You need someone whose advice you trust. And let me say a little bit more about that. Most of them are saying the same thing, but they're saying the same thing in their own way. So you got to find the person that resonates with you the most. And not all of them are saying the same thing, but most of them are saying the same thing. So the person that I've chose to listen to the most, and I, again, have multiple people, but the person I've chosen to listen to the most is Grant Cardone. I chose him because he went from basically a decade of being homeless and a drug addict to being at the place where he can buy a $65 million jet without any financing. What? What? So he is my main guy, but I'm listening to all the other people, Wall Street Trapper, Robert Kiyosaki, as many people as I can listen to. I suggest you do the same. We need to immerse ourselves with financial knowledge so that we can learn more and more. And if you missed that episode, check it out. I told this interesting story about a conversation I overheard on my way to Sag Harbor. And it just underscores the idea that financial literacy, if you get it early, is just a part of your lifestyle. You don't even think about it. So if it has not been a part of your lifestyle, you need to get it just like I'm getting it find some people to listen to and listen to them often. All you gotta do is get on YouTube for a few minutes a day. Listen to them often. All right, so that was Tip Tuesday. And then Workout Wednesday was a special episode because I had just gone to a Nissan event. It was the Nissan launch event for the Z. Some of you may be familiar with the Z car. There's been six iterations over the years and many different versions. There's been the 240Z, the 300Z. 300Z was my favorite. Anyway, you might not be familiar with it. It is a sports car that is accessible. In other words, it's a sports car that Nissan makes that has not been too expensive. They haven't been making them in recent years, but they launched a new one, the 2023Z, a couple days ago, and it was sexy, and it was a great event. And what I talked about on Wednesday was the fact that the only applause that happened all night was when they announced that this new Z came standard with a 6-speed stick shift, and everyone applauded. Well, not everyone, most people applauded. And so that underscored the idea for me that they were applauding the idea of control, the idea of being in control of the drive. And I think that has resonance for everyone, because we often want more control, but we want it out there somewhere. We don't think often about the control that we have over ourselves. And that's the most important control: how we control our bodies, how we control our minds, and most important, how we control our reactions. So I got homework for you over the weekend. We're going to circle back to that. Let me star it, make sure I don't forget. Homework about control and reactions. All right, so that was Workout Wednesday special edition. Shout out to Nissan and the new 2023Z. It was a pretty car. So Tally Thursday is when I add up numbers. Mostly I was talking about my run challenge. And so as of today was day 81. First of all, day 81. I've been running 81 days in a row since the first day of June until now. I've been running at least a mile a day since the first day of June. And as of today, my run number is 175 miles. I have run over 175 miles between June 1st and today. So that blows my mind. That's a lot of miles. That's a lot of miles. I think, so that's a little further than from New York to Baltimore, just for frame of reference. Anyway, I've also donated, as of yesterday, to 5 nonprofits, 5 of the nonprofits that I've been donating to. And as of today, I donated to the 6th. The 6th is Unhoused St. Louis. And I'm going to share my screen and show you a little bit about what Unhoused St. Louis is doing. And I'm going to do a little commercial break while I set that up, and I'll be right back. There we go. There's Unhoused St. Louis. This is their Instagram page. I'm gonna make that a little bit bigger. Actually, I'm gonna do a full screen takeover. So Unhoused St. Louis is their slogan is "Housing is a human right," which I like a lot. And as you can see, they've got an Amazon gift. What do they call that? A wish list. An Amazon wish list right here. So you can just go to Unhoused STL on Instagram, and then you can click on their Amazon wish list, and you can supply them with things. And I'm not sure if it's gonna go. Will it let you see that? No, it's gonna stay on the same page. But I'm looking at the Amazon page, their wish list right now, and I can tell you that they've got socks on the list. They've got underwear. They've got deodorant. They've got razors, chapstick, toothbrushes, all kinds of things. And these things aren't very expensive. So hop on over to Unhoused STL on Instagram and get on their wish list and send them something. I really want you guys out there who have been supportive of my charity run to interact with these nonprofits directly. I think that would be amazing. Anyway, just circling back, I donated $140 to Unhoused St. Louis this morning, which means that 6 nonprofits that I've donated $140 to, thanks to your generous contributions. And there's only one more left that we'll do on Monday. We'll do on Monday, and that'll be the 7. And then after we do the full 7, I will announce the next phase of this charity run, because clearly I'm still running. I'm still running. My original goal was 30 days, and now I'm at 81. I'm still running. So we're going to make this official for the next phase, right after we close out the 7th nonprofit on Monday. Okay, so for today, on Friday, I'm just going to talk just a little bit about my jog. I get so many lessons from jogging. Every day, I think there's not going to be anything to talk about. That every day there's something to talk about. So today, 2 things. Some of you may be watching my run reports, and if you're watching my run reports, you already know what the lesson is because I talked about it early this morning as I finished my run. But for those of you who aren't following me on social media, here we go. So today, I didn't feel particularly tired or sore or anything as I have in other days that maybe not want to get out there. I didn't feel any particular way, but I just felt like, oh, I want to do something else. I just want to do something else other than go jogging, right? Oh, let me finish reading this book. Or, oh, let me just Google this thing that I've been thinking about. Just all these random things. I was like, okay, Sekou. Clearly, this is your mind trying to keep you comfortable, and you're going to have to push past it. And how are we going to push past it today? So today's method for pushing past it was, oh, well, let's explore the neighborhood. Let's jog a different direction and see what there is to see in that area of the neighborhood. So that's what I did. That was successful. That was a good way to combat the excuses that my mind was generating. Oh, well, let's see what there is to see in the neighborhood. So I did that, and I got to tell you, these little, I've been calling them food huts. I don't know what they're called, but I've been calling them food huts. They're really interesting. So basically, restaurants have constructed like little huts in front of the restaurant, but in the street. So they're in the bike lane, really, and they've created these huts, and that's the way that they have responded to COVID, by giving outdoor space. And usually, well, depending upon the restaurant, some of the tables are separated by walls, and what I've noticed though is that there's vast differences from food hut to food hut, and it's really fascinating for me because when I left, they didn't have these. So some of them have carpet, chandeliers, ceiling fans. Some of them have artwork. Some of them have like mini booths, inside booths. One of them I saw yesterday had a VIP area with a little velvet rope, but there was only 2 chairs inside the area for the velvet rope. So anyway, check out my social media. You'll see me filming as I jog. So it's not a steady shot, but as I jog, you'll see me filming these huts. Anyway, back to the lesson. The lesson is sometimes you have to outsmart your mind. And the way that I did that today was to say, I'm going to explore the neighborhood. And that was helpful. The other thing is, I think I talked about this yesterday in my run report. I have been moving based on traffic. So if I get to a street and the traffic it's a red light for me and the traffic is going left and right, then I will just turn to avoid having to wait. And so I just realized today that it's more difficult to stick to a certain route for me. And I think that's another metaphor for life. It's more difficult to stick to a certain route because you are guaranteed to run into obstacles. So in my case, specifically, it's traffic. But there's going to be obstacles, whatever it is you decide to do in life, there's going to be obstacles. And you really have to force yourself to stay the course, because I had a route in mind, but every time I hit traffic, I was like, no, I don't want to stop. So I would go left or right just to keep my momentum. And then later on in my jog today, I was like, no, I'm going to stick to my path. And so I'm going to stop and wait for the traffic, and I'm just going to jog in place and then just resume. Right. So anyway, the lesson is it takes more effort to stick to the path. You got to have a goal, and then you got to know that it's going to take more effort to stick to getting to that goal. All right. So that's what I got for today. And the homework, I want to make sure I get back to that. Control. Back to the stick shift idea that I was talking about in terms of Nissan Z. Control. You have infinite control over yourself, but it's difficult. So my homework for you over the weekend is to control your complaints. Control your complaints. I'm doing it with you. It ain't easy, especially for me being back in the city. It ain't easy. There's a lot of things to complain about, but I want you to control your complaints and just notice how often you have to correct yourself away from a complaint. So that's the homework. Two quick shout out. Shout out to Harriet Cole. The shirt that I wore jogging today was a Dream Leaper shirt. Dream Leapers is her initiative to help people leap into their dreams. If you're not aware of it, go check it out. You can just jump on Instagram and follow Dream Leapers. That'll be the easiest way to say it out loud. So at Dream Leapers, go check that out. And shout out to my mom. She likes the intro where at the end of the intro, there's a little kid with his fists up with the hero hoodie on. I love that too. So she mentioned that to me recently, and I'm glad I'm not the only one because that's really cool. And by the way, I didn't know that photo existed. I found it by accident. I was looking at somebody else's social media, and I was like, "Hey!" And I hit her up, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm so and so's cousin." And you know, I learned about the hero ministry through her, and I got one for my son. So anyway, really excited about that growth. All right, so I'm out of time, but I'm gonna pop over to the comments real quick just to say what's up to people. Shout out to Nan and Danielle and Jamie and Wasita and Lenora. All right, shout out to all you folks. I got a boogie because I gotta go set up the show for Mel, Sit with Rev Melissa, which is coming up at 10:30. Please tune back in for that, and I might be popping in at the end to say a couple words. So until you see me here again on Monday, and I make my donation to the final of the 7 nonprofits, keep doing, be a hero, be your own hero right there. And remember that right now is better than perfect. And I'll see you Monday.